Determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want to boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want to boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
94.1 FM. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Coming up here at 7 o'clock, we got the pregame for you for our high school football game of the week. Sotomayor takes on O'Connor out at Ferris Stadium. Starts pregame at 7. In college football this weekend, it's going to be big. 16th-ranked Texas Tech, 17th-ranked Utah. Kickoff at 11. Games on Fox. UIW takes on Northern Arizona at 4. And 8th-ranked Texas takes on Sam Houston State at 7.
This is Extra Innings with Pleasure.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Rock and roll! The Texans win it!
You've been called the Da Vinci of our time. What do you say to that?
Absolutely ridiculous. I don't paint.
That ball is history! A walk-off home run!
And it's going to be legendary.
James Pledger wraps your day with insight, opinion, plenty of sarcasm, and of course, your calls. He'll even pour a beer out the door for his favorite story of the day. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. Now, here's Pledge.
What's up, Danger? Can't stop me now.
Welcome into Extra Innings with Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I am James Pledger. Thank you for joining me. However you may be joining me, whether that's on 94.1 on your FM dial, if you happen to be locked in listening at sasportstar.com via our AA Best Bail Bonds audio player, or if you're watching our shows live on YouTube. That's right, all of our shows stream live on YouTube. Just go there, search SA Sports Star. Go ahead, like, subscribe, set your notifications so you know when we go live. You're able to comment along with the show as it happens, or you can always get a hold of us the old-fashioned way, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776, whatever you want to talk about. You know I'm always game. And there's a lot to get ready for this week, and it feels big because the Texans have a massive game. They've got to get right at 0-2 going into a division game against Jacksonville on the road. The Cowboys, they need to be over 500 because you're facing a team that you should beat, even though it's in Chicago. And at least Texas Tech, this is their first real test tomorrow morning. And that's going to be a massive test in Utah on the road, and see if that money that they spent is worth it. And of course, for Arch Manning tomorrow night, got to get right. And, you know, sometimes it's as good as you just gotta, you gotta have one of those games, get the confidence back, because it does look like he's pressing a little bit. So it's going to be very interesting. But the Cowboys, they will be right here on San Antonio Sports Star. They take on the Chicago Bears as a 3:25 kick. It is a 2:30 pregame, a game you can catch right here on San Antonio Sports Star, because we are your South Texas home for the Dallas Cowboys as they get set to take on Caleb Williams and the Bears up there. Of course, Dallas Cowboys football is presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the Davis Law Firm, Hornitos Tequila, Connecticut, and Jim Beam. And speaking of AA Best Bail Bonds, they bring you the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, Brian Schottenheimer, every week on the Morning Huddle. And the guys this morning were able to talk to Schotty following his first win. And man, what an exciting win it was that they got to reminisce about.
All right, let's go to the Buyers Barricade guest line, and brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds is the head coach of your Dallas Cowboys, Mr. Brian Schottenheimer joins us on the show. Coach, how are you this morning?
Howdy, Coach.
What's up, guys? Happy Friday, man.
Happy Friday. Big win for you guys. You got to be feeling good getting that. How did it feel getting that first one out of the way and to do it at home and in, I would say, at least a exciting fashion? What was the vibe in the locker room after the game?
First win. It was great to do it here in AT&T Stadium with our fans there. We certainly made it a little bit more interesting than we wanted to, but I do think there's a lot you can draw upon from games like that. One of the messages to the guys after the loss in Philly was, we have to learn to win as a team, and we have to learn to find ways to win. And we had our chances against Philly, and we didn't do it. And I think there's a lot of great things you can draw upon because we're going to be in those adverse situations like we were last week against the Giants at some point in the future, whether it's this week in Chicago, whether it's a couple weeks from now. And so I think we can draw upon that, go back to that and say, hey, we've been here before. We know how to find ways to win. And so the juice was great. But, again, it was one of 17, title opportunities that were afforded. And then so we got another great challenge this week.
Talk about winning as a team. Your special teams has just been extraordinary. Aubrey, we can't say enough about. And talk about Turbin returning the kick. Looking at the position you find your team in when you're receiving a kick, what's the benefit of having a kicker that you're comfortable with from at least 64 yards out and a kick returner that if they kick to can get the ball to the 40 at any given moment on a return kick? Shortened fields makes your life a whole lot easier, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. And here's what I would say, before the start of each half, we get from the special teams coach, Nick Sorensen, he gives us a line to make for the field goal. And that helps you as you start a 2-minute drive at the end of each half. And I'll be honest with you, usually playing at home with Nick, I actually said this to Dak the other day against the Giants, and we needed a field goal. I was like, hey, the line to make's like the 50 or the 48-ish. And Dak was like, what? I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah. I can't ever remember another time when I was a coordinator where I was telling guys, hey, man, the line to make's around midfield and we'll be fine. But again, at the same time, we don't want to make a habit of having Brandon have to make those 64 and 70 type yard field goals.
70.
We want to, get a little bit closer, but such an incredible weapon. And here's what I love about Brandon. Here's a guy that, again, NFC Special Teams Player of the Week. Nickelodeon sent some slime over. He got slimed by Nickelodeon, but he's not going to change, guys. He's not. He's just wired the right way as a competitor. So what a blessing for us to have a kicker like that. And then, with Terp, man, I think the rule change has been really good in terms of the touchback rule. And, now teams are forced to directional kick, and he's dangerous. We haven't gotten one out yet, but we've been close on a couple, and people are definitely aware of his talent and trying to kick away from him. And but he's got so much speed, he can usually get to most balls. When we've got the dual returners back there, he's usually able to get to most balls. And those two guys are just special. And that's why we give so much time to special teams every day in meetings and on the practice field, is because I believe this, and this is a Marty Schottenheimerism, it's your job as a football team to win at least 2 of the 3 phases, meaning you got to win at least offense and special teams or defense and special teams. And when you do that, you generally have a chance, if the turnover margin's not crazy, to be able to find a way to win the game. So special teams is huge for us.
Coach, there were 36 points scored in the first 48 minutes of this game, and then in the last 12, there were 41 points scored. What changed when the clock ticked over? When the clock ticked over to the fourth quarter in this game, and was everyone just exhausted, or how did this turn into a bonanza once the fourth quarter came around?
Well, I think you got really, 2 great quarterbacks going at it, head to head. Dak and Russ both played extremely well. You got weapons all over the field with George and CD. And then I think the world of Malik Neighbors and Robinson for them. So I think it really became a shootout. And it's just one of those games, guys, that, it's back and forth. And, I know when we took the lead with a few minutes to go, we felt great. We thought the defense was, going to hold them out, and they popped a big play on us. But again, that's the adversity that we're talking about when those things happen. The defense is going to bail us out at some point this season. and probably on multiple occasions. So, we don't check up, and they gave up the big play. We had to go back out there and force overtime, and we did it. But what I love is look at what our defense did in overtime, guys. They got 2 stops. I've never been a part of 5 possessions before in my 26, 7 years coaching in the National Football League. I've never been a part of 5 possessions in overtime, and the defense stood up twice, and Donovan Wilson's interception was huge.
Your running game is on par. We're running I'm looking at your rank, 127 yards a game. Javante's got 151 on 33 attempts. You're going against a Bears team that gives up a few yards on the field. Without Cooper Beebe, talk about what the run game is going to look like, what you're attempting to do as you're trying to replace your center for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, well, again, the run game is what kind of makes everything go for us. Part of our football mantra is owning the line of scrimmage, and Cooper Beebe's a great player, but again, we're very, very confident in Brock Hoffman and what he brings, and this guy's intensity and the way he plays the game is on par with what we want in terms of world-class competitors. But again, the one thing that I will share with the fans and you guys is, when I was, I love to study, staffs, and I love to study coaches. And so for the last, I'd say 4 or 5 years, I always had a staff depth chart that I would keep, in really up to date. And I'd talk to people over the summers and stuff and be, hey, tell me about people you don't know. Well, about 4 or 5 years ago, I heard about this guy named Clayton Adams, and he was a tight end coach in Indianapolis, and started tracking him a little bit and looking at his history. And then I met him and kind of watched the job he did with the tight ends in Indianapolis. And then he got hired as the offensive line coach in Arizona. And so my point is I really think that, Clayton Adams, our offensive coordinator, is just an incredible coach. I love the creativity that he brings to really the entire plan, tying it all together. But his ability and our ability as a staff to create the marriage and the moving parts that we do in the run game, I think makes it very, very difficult for a defense. And then you throw in there a very physical offensive line, a physical runner in Javante, tight ends that love to get involved and love to, chop block and things like that, coming across and beat up defensive ends and things like that. I think it's just a really good formula. We're going to be tested this week. I know what the numbers say. I get it. They have given up some explosives. But again, this is a good football team we're getting ready to go play. They've got good players on both sides of the line of scrimmage. Yeah, they're 0-2, but hey, man, this is a National Football League, and these guys will be a challenge for us, and it should be a heck of a football game.
If you're a guy who keeps an eye on other people's staffs, then I'm guessing at some point you wrote down the name Ben Johnson. What do you think of Ben Johnson as a guy who's still not even 40 years old, a young guy who seems to be a very creative mind offensively? What do you think his ceiling is, and how long do you think it takes for him to get things rolling here in Chicago?
Again, it's not going to take him very long. I think anytime you have the creative mind that he has, he's going to get that team. They play hard right now. They really do. And again, they played a really good Detroit team last week, and it kind of got away from a little bit. But I remember, tracking Ben, when he was in Miami, and talking to Joe Philbin about him, who knew him and brought him to Miami. And I remember him going up to Detroit, and I remember when Dan, hired him. It was after the first year he made a change, and Dan promoted him. And there was a guy on that staff named Mark Brunell, who I coached and know very well in New York. He was a quarterback for us, and he was raving about Ben. So again, usually the good coaches, they shoot up the ladder fast, and Ben's no different. Don't know Ben very well, spent a little bit of time with him, but certainly have a ton of respect for him.
Should we be worried about your cornerbacks? Where's Trayvon Diggs health-wise?
Yeah, Trayvon feels good. I think, we had him in a little bit of a ramp-up, mode against Philadelphia. He ended up playing, I think, over 60 plays or so against the Giants. And, again, the biggest thing for us in the secondary, guys, is we just have to communicate better. The hardest thing about playing team defense, man, is it's got to be all 11 guys together. And the standard was not the standard from a pass coverage standpoint last week. And we know that. The players know that. We don't hide from those things. We showed those things on Monday, but the communication has to be better. The communication will be better. And that's what the emphasis has been this week. It's been sharing information. And again, we're going to be challenged because, Ben Ben does a really good job with shifts and motions and movements and things like that. But again, we did it against Philly. We just didn't do it very well against the Giants. I think, A.J. Brown had, one catch against Philadelphia. And so, again, it's a new week, and it wasn't the standard. We know it needs to be better. It's been addressed. It's being corrected. And I have a lot of trust and confidence in our players that they're going to go out there and play well on Sunday against the Bears.
I was head coach Brian Schottenheimer. You can catch that full interview in our audio vault at sasportstar.com. And those of y'all on YouTube, yes, you just saw me house something real quick. This is the only chance I get to eat. I mean, it is what it is. It's not great, but that's also kind of how I eat just in general. I quickly eat. And Sam, yeah, I'm a garbage disposal. It's going to go down, and it's going to go down fast. So it is what it is. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. I thought it was interesting what I had to say about the defense, the communication, and Trayvon Diggs ramp up, because we heard Jerry Jones this morning talking on 105.3 The Fan about, now that they're in this place where Mozzie can't even get on the field, and not to have too much expectation as it pertains to Siobhan Rebel, because there's a lot put on this rookie's plate. This rookie's plate coming out of ECU, who is also coming off an injury and will also likely need to ramp up and then get acclimated to professional football. There's a lot that goes into that. So when you talk about where they are in the secondary, and it sounds like Deron Bland may miss this game as well. Don't know how close they are on Kalen Carson, but they're thin back there. And every time Stephon Gilmore's name's brought up, it is immediately shot down, and they're talking about help from within. But the guys on 103 The Fan asked Jerry this afternoon, because of those Micah picks and where we are with the defense, and is there a chance that you could spend some of those Micah picks that you got, because you talked about it when you first got them, on fixing the defense now?
Absolutely. I'm open for business, period, relative now that we have those extra picks, and we should be. And we'll operate with them judiciously. When we traded Herschel Walker, I basically traded, I think, a 2 for one of them for Alonzo Highsmith. And boy, what a great player. What a great person he is. But my doctor said he was through. It was bone on his knee. Well, I still brought him in. Of course, he was through. He didn't play it because of that bone on bone. It couldn't be repaired. What it gave us was the opportunity to cut and shoot. And we did do some things that you wouldn't have done with the normal picks. That's how Charles Haley got here. I couldn't have done that if we'd been sitting there with regular picks. I did it because we had extra picks. I was able to trade them to San Francisco to get Haley. It was a risk. It was a real risk to bring in Charles Haley. But the rest is history. He helped us get those Super Bowls.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to kind of see where they go, because he mentions Charles Haley. Sam in our YouTube chat talks about trading him to the Bengals for Hendrickson. I think they need help in the secondary. You went and signed Jadeveon Clowney, so you're trying to address the pass rush. I think with Ezraku and Williams and everything that you have up front, you've got. Now, you're not going to get Micah production, obviously, but you've got enough up front to generate some pass rush and speed up some clocks. You need help on that back end, because they're used to playing with Micah getting back there and quarterbacks having to get rid of the ball insanely quickly. Right now, these corners can't cover for more than 3 seconds, it feels like. And when Deron Bland goes out, it is exacerbated. I think you need help, whether it's safety, corner, all of the above. You got to find somebody that's willing to deal in that respect. And I don't think that they're cost you first or second rounders, the way they can use those picks to trade back, acquire more picks, and continue to milk this deal for as long as they can. But they definitely need some help on defense, and those Micah picks or just having them and dealing other picks may be part of the reasoning as they move forward. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. I'm James Pledger here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. When we come back, your calls 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776, or feel free to chime in on the YouTube chat. We always love seeing y'all in there. But big game for the Texas A&M Aggies this past weekend. We get to listen to the velvety voice of a jubilant Andrew Monaco as he joined the Blitz a little bit earlier today. We'll get into that coming up next here on Extra Innings with Pledger on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The Fall Golf Classic is sold out, but the party's just getting started. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star invites everyone, yes, even if you aren't playing, to the official Fall Golf Classic after party happening Monday, September 29th at the Break Room Bar off Pat Booker Road. Mad props to this year's tournament sponsor, the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, who hits back when life hits hard, and plenty of sports star love to Fly by Yingling and PPL Motorhomes too. The Blitz with Jason and Joe kicks off the party live at 2 p.m. So sneak out of work early, call it networking, and raise a glass with us. So whether you're playing in the Classic or just want to crash the party, you're officially invited to the Sports Stars Golf Classic After Party at the Break Room Bar off Pat Booker Road, Monday, September 29th at 2 p.m. sharp. Details at sasportstar.com. See you at the Break Room Bar. Golf shoes not required.
Trust, price, and ease of transaction. That's our philosophy at GiveMeTheVin.com. We love to buy cars. Fat ones, skinny ones, curvy ones, fast ones, slow ones, round ones, and square ones. Yes, square body Chevys. We buy them at GiveMeTheVin.com. Go to GiveMeTheVin.com right now. Put yours in and get a quote. We'd love to buy it. GiveMeTheVin.com, America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Hey, want to hear something great? Right now at Wendy's, you can get 2 of the #1 selling bacon cheeseburger in all fast food, the JBC, plus medium fries and a medium soft drink for just $8. Want to hear something else great? Double the burger means double the bacon. Now that's a game changer. 2 of the #1 bacon cheeseburgers with fries and a drink for just $8. Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Request $8 JBC meal deal to obtain discount. Individual items at regular price.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-230-2777. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-230-2777. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-230-2777. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-230-2777 or biglou.com.
Wait, what hairbrush is that? This? It's my Tangle Teaser. Total game changer. Okay, but your hair always looks good. Mine breaks every time I brush it. Yeah, that was me before this thing. It has this wild 2-tiered teeth thing going on. It detangles without yanking. No tugging, even wet? Especially wet. I use it straight out of the shower. No knots, no drama. And bonus, it actually feels good.
That's honestly impressive. I just thought all brushes were the same.
They're not. This one was made with hair health in mind. Any type. Fine, curly, coily. It's kind of obsessed with being gentle.
Well, now I'm obsessed. Where did you get it?
Amazon. Here. See? And if you use promo code TANGLE10 off, you'll save 10%.
Okay, sold.
Told you. Bad hair days don't stand a chance.
Tangle Teaser. Detangling without the drama. Say bye-bye to bad hair days. Find Tangle Teezer on Amazon.com and use promo code TANGLE10OFF to save 10%. That's Tangle Teezer on Amazon.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-486-9600. That's 800-486-9600.
Sports fans, listen up. 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer, and bladder leaks can be a side effect. That's why Depend is teaming up with the Prostate Cancer Foundation to encourage screening. Because health is a long game, and it's yours to win. Now here's the cool part. Through November, Depend is contributing up to $300,000 to prostate cancer research by donating 25 cents for every purchase of Depend shields, guards, and Real Fit products. Void in Mississippi. Learn more at Depend.com.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. OpenPhone gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. OpenPhone lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you and your team can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? OpenPhone automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With OpenPhone's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to coach your team and level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with OpenPhone. OpenPhone. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try OpenPhone for free at openphone.com/sports and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/sports. openphone.com/SPORTS.
Have you or a loved one been arrested? Call the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, and get the aggressive legal help you deserve. From criminal defense to personal injury, attorney Jesse Hernandez and his powerhouse team are ready to fight for your rights. Calls are answered 24/7 because legal trouble doesn't keep office hours. Call 210-807-8656 or visit JesseHernandezLaw.com. That's JesseHernandezLaw.com. The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, has your back.
It's Extra Innings with Pledger on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pledger here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I am James Pledger. Appreciate y'all riding through. However, y'all may be joining me. It's always a good time. And always a good time is listening to the velvety voice of Andrew Monaco, who got to call the game winner for the now 10th ranked Aggies over the then 8th ranked Notre Dame Fighting Irish. The Blitz was talking with Andrew a little bit earlier this afternoon.
This is Andrew Monaco. You're listening to the home of the Aggies, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. With 4 seconds left, Aggies up 41-40. From the 31-yard line, the snap to Carr, throws across the middle, complete, lateral. At the 40, out of bounds, Texas A&M comes on the road, defeats number 8 Notre Dame. A signature win for Mike Elko. Woo!
The velvety voice of Andrew Monaco making the call. Every Aggie in the world is happy as they can be.
Absolutely. And let's talk to the velvety voice man, Andrew Monaco, the voice of the Aggies. Joining us here on the Buyers Barricades guest line, an off day because the Aggies have a bye after the signature win for Mike Elko and a signature call for one Andrew Monaco. How's your Friday, my friend?
Friday's great because the Saturday was even better. That's what makes this Friday so good. And I get to talk to you guys.
There you go. Now, I'm curious because, you know, in the moment, obviously, as a broadcaster, I mean, you know, that's just what's naturally coming to your mind as that game is unfolding. But I'm more curious about a video you posted on social media. Somewhere was in Italy. They're going all Spurs-like on Commerce Street, honking their horns after that win. What is that all about?
Like. So that is La Mangiatora. La Mangiatora is a pizzeria. It's in Tuscany. And Ryan Price, class of 91, is the president of the Italy A&M Club. Well, he has Rip Arbella, and it's a olive oil. He's got a farm there. Anyway, because he's such an Aggie fan, the mayor and residents meet at La Mangiatoia. So whenever the Aggies are playing, whatever that time change is, they watch and listen to the games because of Ryan Price being the head of that Italy A&M club. So they were getting kicked out because it was the hour, didn't know what to do. So they drove around that plaza, honking their horns. It looked exactly like a Spurs championship parade, did it not?
Oh, it's fantastic, and I know that Aggies everywhere. My son-in-law graduated from Texas A&M, and his entire family, and they're just on cloud nine right now after the Aggies' spectacular win. I don't know how you do it. I'm watching that game, going, "This is one of the greatest games I've ever seen," and I'm watching it on TV. Andrew, when you're calling a game like that is just back and forth, what goes through your mind? How do you feel? And do you lose your train of thought? What goes through your mind?
Don't mess it up. Please don't mess it up. You know what's really interesting, Joe, is it was the entire Saturday. Like, to me, I was like everybody else. I could not wait to get on that campus and do a game in that stadium. So Will Johnson and I went over early as the booth is getting set up, and we walked around the campus, and we saw the Golden Dome and Touchdown Jesus and the Grotto. Like, you had to take full advantage of all of that. And then here comes the game, and to me, it met and exceeded all expectations. And to have that game come down to a final drive, for all intents and purposes, but you realize here you are at Notre Dame Stadium. I had seen R.C. Slocum earlier in the day, and he was, the last coach who coached there when he coached against his former assistant, Bob Davie, the last time they were there. But also because of that national stage, could they break through? And that's what Mike Elko was talking about. Could they break through? And they broke through in that game. And, you just realize that it's going to be a big moment in the course of the season. You can go bigger picture. What does it mean the rest of the way? But in that moment, you just enjoy watching a Marcel Reed play so well. You love seeing Casey Concepcion and Mario Craver, two guys who you brought in to elevate this receiving game, an offensive line that gave him the time. Le'Veon Moss going back to that. Like, this is the games that they dropped last November, and they found a way on the road, and they got a little bit of a monkey off their back, and they got a little national attention, if you ask me. That also
Andrew Montco, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, and Andrew, I mean, is Joe asked you the question. You don't want to be like, I don't know, the holder for Notre Dame. You can't botch it because that truly is, the difference in a game. And every play matters, especially on a stage like that. Who was not going to make the big mistake? And in that case, it was Notre Dame on special teams on what is a simple extra point, or what should be a simple extra point. Fantastic call. And I'll tell you a story, Andrew, because Rob and I were watching that game together at a bar, and Rob couldn't look at the TV because every time Rob would focus on watching, bad things were happening to A&M. And so he was kind of watching the game through our reactions to what was going on in the game, because he truly does have battered Aggie syndrome. I mean, it is real. It is true. And when the game was over, I won't say the guy cried, but his allergies started acting up.
Yeah. Someone's cutting onions. There's dust in the room.
Yep. That's exactly what it is.
Interesting. Wasn't it also interesting what Mike Elko said this week to the Houston Touchdown Club? He's like, I understand people have battered Aggie syndrome. I haven't been here for that. He's not going to fall under that. He understands it. Please don't get me wrong. But he said that's, when he was here, there's some really good times under Mike Elko. His 4 years as defensive coordinator, he's hoping. He has said this, and look, now we're going to see what happens starting next Saturday. But he has said, look, if this team can just break through, he thinks some special things can happen. They hadn't, and again, that's what created the doubts. But he likes this team. You look at the difference in the extra points, and I'm not going to speak to Notre Dame because who they are. But those were some of the players. Every one of those players on that extra point are returners. And I'm just focusing on Jacob Graham, your long snapper, Tyler White, your holder. Randy Bond, your kicker, they've all returned. The entire special teams unit, those specialists have all returned. And when it mattered most, you had the confidence that, it was going to happen. Jason, I think you make a great point. I've always said this. It's not always the team that plays to their strength. It's sometimes in a game who hides their weaknesses better. And, that weakness came back. And, again, the simple plays, that's what it came down to. Like someone said to me, should Notre Dame have declined the penalty on Terry Bussey's run back? And I'm like, I hadn't thought about that. That's interesting. But what about that young man where you just fell behind 40-34 on the road? And you know what? I'm just going to casually return it 99 yards. Like, that's kind of a lost play because it's not in any record book. To me, to be on that stage and everybody watching, and Notre Dame, that's a good team, man. I love Jeremiah Love. I think he's an NFL running back. Jadarian Price is going to be one as well. And that's C.J. Carr's second game. Are you kidding me? That offense is in good hands with that young man.
That was Andrew Monaco, the voice of the Aggies. You can catch the full interview, of course, as always, in our audio vault, powered by AA Best Bail Bonds at sasportstar.com. If you want to catch the entirety of that interview with Andrew Monaco. And he's right. They went on the road. They beat a solid team with a lot of NFL talent on it, future and current NFL talent. And that is a signature win for Mike Elko and those Texas A&M Aggies. Let's see if they can use that win to propel them forward into SEC play as they get set to take on a very, very tough Auburn opponent coming up. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. I am James Pledger here on San Antonio Sports Star. Speaking of the Aggies, college football, we got a big weekend with some big games on tap. We're going to break some of them down with the Morning Huddle coming up next right here on Extra Innings with Pledger on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want to boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
From kickoff to cash out, ESPN Bet has the tools you need to score more on game days. Bet smarter with stats at your fingertips. Get personalized parlays built just for you. And with your fantasy team synced right in the app, you can back your squad. Right now, new customers get $100 in bonus bets when you bet $10. Sign up with promo code USL to get started. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer lets you easily compare direct rates from different insurance companies, so you can be confident you're getting the right one, even if it's not with Progressive. Way more confident than you were when you bought that TV in a parking lot. It just happened to not come in a box or include a remote. And when you finally managed to turn it on, all it displayed was the menu of Grumpy's Tacos. So use Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer and be confident you're getting insurance that's right for you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Wait, what hairbrush is that?
This, it's my Tangle Teezer. Total game changer.
Okay, but your hair always looks good. Mine breaks every time I brush it.
Yeah, that was me before this thing. It has this wild two-tiered teeth thing going on. It detangles without yanking.
No tugging, even wet?
Especially wet. I use it straight out of the shower. No knots, no drama. And bonus, it actually feels good.
That's honestly impressive. I just thought all brushes were the same.
They're not. This one was made with hair health in mind. Any type. Fine, curly, coily. It's kind of obsessed with being gentle.
Well, now I'm obsessed. Where did you get it?
Amazon. Here. See? And if you use promo code TANGLE10OFF, you'll save 10%.
Okay, sold.
Told you. Bad hair days don't stand a chance.
Tangle Teezer. Detangling without the drama. Say bye-bye to bad hair days. Find Tangle Teezer on Amazon.com and use promo code TANGLE10OFF to save 10%. That's Tangle Teezer on Amazon.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with AutoPay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just one cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025, Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 and monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at tmobile.com.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm. How can I help?
That guy pulled out in front of me out of nowhere. The police are on their way, but I'm really shaken up.
Don't worry. We're going to get you taken care of. You made the right call.
I'm Jeff Davis. If you've been hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck, call Davis Law Firm at 444-4444. We're ready to help day or night, and there's no fee unless we win.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-1076. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-1076. That's 800-575-1076. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want to boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
This is Andrew Monaco, and the Aggies play here. 94.1, San Antonio's Sports Star.
Andrew Monaco. Always love hearing that guy. Of course, we just heard from him. And I want to take a second to respond some things in the chat that I'm seeing before we get into more things. Because, look, everybody knows I'm a Texans fan. I'm a fan of my team. And I think some of us, Josh, I'm looking at you, can have blind spots because of loyalty, because of players that have played for said team. Josh Jimenez says Ryans is gold, the OC is poop. Talking about D'Amico Ryans, the head coach of the Houston Texans, versus the offensive coordinator, Nick Caley, who's been there for 2 days. And we're having the same conversation with Arch. We're not, he is in his 2 games last year, 5th start, 3rd this year. At some point, do we allow people to have growth, or do you have to be the best player or person or coach or anything that you do right out of the gate? Because I think that is a falsity that a bunch of us look for, because it happens every so often. Every so often we get this glimpse of greatness. Glimpses aren't always sustained. Very rarely do we get Patrick Mahomes, where we get the greatness and then continued throughout. We got that. We got Brady. We got Rodgers. Other than that, like, there's growth. There's growth in players. There's growth in teams. There's growth in schemes. There's growth in everything. And we have to look at that. We're 2 games in. But at the same time, that's now 2 offensive coordinators under D'Amico Ryans if this continues to go the way it looks. At what point does it fall on the head coach, who is the CEO of the organization that also hires his coordinators and works with them on a daily basis? At what point is this on Caserio, who has drafted these linemen that have not worked out, even though Ariante Ursere is starting to look pretty good right now? At what point do we give any particular player, person, coach time to develop? Like, Brian Schottenheimer lost his first game. We should have fired him. No. Because a lot of the times Cleveland fired Bill O'Brien Bill Belichick super early. Turned out they let go of the best coach that ever walked the earth. They pulled the trigger too early. Now, is that universal? Do you give everybody unrequited time? No. But you got to give them at least a chance. It's got to be more than 2 plays, 3 drives. Like, it's I'm going to stop myself short. I'm not going to say that. It is irresponsible to think that what we see in the first game or 2 of any coach, any player, any whatever's career is who they are and who they will be defined as. And that's no matter which way it goes, good or bad. You need extensive tape to figure it out, to see if they learn from the early mistakes that they make or not, if they can adapt, if they can overcome, or if it's simply on the players just still trying to grasp the scheme. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. I am James Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. When we come back, we're going to take a look ahead and get you ready for our high school football game of the week, the Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC high school game of the week, energized by Hill Electric. It is O'Connor and Sotomayor, and we'll get you ready for it coming up here on Extra Innings with Pledger on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, Cowboys fans, want to kick off tailgate season with the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, Rowdy, and a Dallas Cowboys legend? Stop by the HEB Plus, located at 4100 New Braunfels Avenue in Macrelis Market, San Antonio, from 9 a.m. to noon on Sunday, October 5th. You'll even have a chance to enter to win tickets to an upcoming Dallas Cowboys home game, as well as tour the Hall of Fame bus and more. Don't miss out as we roll into town for the Dallas Cowboys tailgate tour presented by HEB.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-924-7415. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-924-7415. 800-924-7415. 800-924-7415.
Wait, what hairbrush is that? This? It's my Tangle Teaser. Total game changer.
Okay, but your hair always looks good. Mine breaks every time I brush it.
Yeah, that was me before the wild two-tiered teeth thing going on. It detangles without yanking.
No tugging, even wet?
Especially wet. I use it straight out of the shower. No knots, no drama. And bonus, it actually feels good.
That's honestly impressive. I just thought all brushes were the same.
They're not. This one was made with hair health in mind. Any type. Fine, curly, coily. It's kind of obsessed with being gentle.
Well, now I'm obsessed. Where did you get it?
Amazon. Here. See? And if you use promo code TANGLE10 off, you'll save 10%.
Okay, sold.
Told you. Bad hair days don't stand a chance.
Tangle Teaser. Detangling without the drama. Say bye-bye to bad hair days. Find Tangle Teaser on Amazon.com and use promo code TANGLE10 off to save 10%. That's Tangle Teaser on Amazon.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey, listen up, San Antonio. Multiple tours overseas, long nights monitoring cyber activity, years of protecting the country. It all adds up at University of Maryland Global Campus. Earn up to 90 credits for prior learning, military experience, and training. We call that credit where credit is due. Whether you're active duty and looking at what's next, or a veteran looking for something new, our degrees and certificate programs teach the application of emerging technologies and enduring life skills. So get started on a degree or certificate with personalized local support services and online and hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. UMGC keeps your educational goals attainable with no-cost digital materials replacing textbooks in most courses, reduced tuition rates for eligible service members and their families, and scholarships for those who qualify. Get started here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATX.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want to boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just one cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025, Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 and monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pleasure here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, online, sasportstar.com, and on our YouTube channel where everybody is having a blast in there. And I appreciate all y'all for riding along with me tonight. We've got high school football coming up for you next. Nick Solis, Jason Minix, John Robbins, they are live out at Ferris Stadium out on the north side as they get you set for Sotomayor, getting set to take on the O'Connor Panthers. That is coming next on our Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC high school football game of the week. It is energized by Hill Electric. Jason Minix, Nick Solis, John Robbins. They're coming up next right here on San Antonio Sports Star. 941 FM, sasportstar.com. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
San Antonio Sports Star.
Trust, price, and ease of transaction. That is GiveMeTheVin.com. We love to buy cars. People don't trust car buyers. People think the price is going to be wrong, and people think it's going to be a hassle. Trust, price, and ease of transaction. That is what we do at GiveMeTheVin.com, and that's what makes us America's best car.